Welcome back to Let Her Rip, the show where I write open letters to celebrities, pop culture icons, and long dead legends. Today, I have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in my sights. Here is my open letter to The Rock. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Dear The Rock, you've been lying to the people for so long. You thought you'd get away with it, and you did, for decades. That is until today. In this Letter Rip exclusive, I am writing this open letter to you, The Rock, so you can face what you've done and atone for your misdeeds. I'm making this public because the people who've looked up to you, some for their whole lives, deserve to know the truth. For starters, those muscles of yours, fake. Fake as shit. You want to see a real muscle? Let that set in for you, buddy. Let that settle in for you. Not only are they fake, but they are 100% to the very last vein inflatable. Before every filmed workout, every cinematic scene, every public appearance, you reach into your Illuminati bag, pull out the tube, and you blow. You blow harder than any man's ever blown before to make sure that every last drop of air fills those fraudulent ripples of fibers that appear real to the untrained eye. And before you try to deny it, The Rock, let me show you a photo. Here's you, nice and glammed up for the camera after a workout. And oh, what's that? What's that yellow snake thing on the ground that your intern forgot to edit out? Let's zoom in, shall we? Looks like that's an air pump with a detachable mouthpiece. Just a random air pump lying around the gym in the background of your workout. That's nothing though. Someone else might have left it there, you know? Not you, obviously, The Rock, who's so jacked with real muscles. Maybe the gym uses the pump to inflate yoga balls or some shit. But wait. What does that say? Let's zoom in some more. The Rock's little bitch pump? Well, that's suspicious. You know what? Maybe there's another guy who also happens to go by the nickname The Rock that happens to work out in the same city, at the same exact gym, at the same time that you do. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Oh, wait. What is that? No. Zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. Yeah, zoom in some more. It's another even smaller message. Yes, I use this to inflate my fake muscles because I'm a little bitch. This is The Rock, real name Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Caught red-handed with your fake-ass inflatable pump. You think we're fools? You think we're fools, don't you? Well, in case that wasn't enough proof for you, I've obtained this image taken earlier this year that shows what The Rock really looks like before he inflates his fake-ass muscles. Brace yourself because this is disturbing. Oh my God, what am I? That is the most disgusting, horrific thing I've ever seen. And I've watched ISIS beheadings, like, a lot. Word on the street is The Rock caught the paparazzi who took the original Deflategate photo and had him sent to a North Korean work camp. Yeah, it's the stuff of nightmares. I mean, how are you supposed to get enough carbs in North Korea for a decent pump? Yeah, you can't get this pump in North Korea, boy. This south of the border right there, come on. Kim Jong-un, call me Jim Jong-un. The way I'm fucking dusting around this pump, yeah, come on. Woo, yeah. I got your fucking intercontinental ballistic missiles right here, Kim. Come and get them, baby. Oh yeah, come on. So what else has The Rock been hiding from you? If you've been a fan since The Rock's wrestling days, you've probably heard his famous catchphrase, "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?" And you probably think that The Rock created this phrase to add flair to his wrestling promos and WWF interviews, but the origin of this catchphrase is even darker than you think. On November 3rd, 1997, The Rock was in tears over his first failed persona, the squeaky clean babyface Rocky Maivia, which flopped hard. In the throes of intense sadness, The Rock did the only thing he could that gave him comfort. He cracked an egg for protein and scrambled it on the stovetop. At exactly 10:18 a.m. on the 3rd of November, 1997, that scrambled egg achieved sentience. The egg spoke to Dwayne with its last dying breath as it sizzled on the skillet. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? The egg whispered as its last stream of sentience burned into the ether. The rock, realizing he had unlocked a secret that could change the course of humanity, had a choice to make. Do I tell the world that I've uncovered the recipe for manifesting consciousness in inanimate objects which could potentially cure all disease and ease the incredible suffering of billions of people? Or do I harness this power for myself and channel it into my newborn wrestling persona? The choice was made in an instant. Dwayne smashed the sentient egg with the spatula as the screams morphed into a lifeless death rattle. He then looked into the mirror and said for the first time, "Do you smell what the rock is cooking?" The rock persona was born. No one ever knew that the rock, through a single scrambled egg, discovered the path to artificial intelligence and crafting consciousness almost 30 years ago, until today. Right now, you're probably thinking, wow, that is the most fucked up shit I've ever heard. There's no way the evidence against the rock could get any worse. I can't imagine it. I can't think of it. Well, think again. Decades after The Rock squandered the gift of sentience, he'd assumed the role of Special Agent Luke Hobbs in the Fast and Furious franchise. A normal, badass role for The Rock where he could showcase his fake, inflatable muscles. And I didn't think anything of it. That is, until I saw this scene. Look at everyone else's face in this scene. No sweat. No sweat there. Not a drop of sweat on that face. What the fuck is that? The Rock's face is absolutely dripping. Did he pour water on his face before the scene to make it seem like he works harder than everyone else on set? The truth is even more sinister than that. You see, the Fast and Furious franchise is Vin Diesel's baby. When The Rock signed on to the franchise, this sent Vin Diesel into a dark spiral over fear that his cinematic baby would be stripped away from him. After every scene since The Rock has joined Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel cries in his trailer. He weeps and weeps as he thinks about The Rock stealing the spotlight with his bigger biceps. Family! Diesel screams in his trailer as the tears pour to the floor. Unbeknownst to Diesel, The Rock had a special drainage system installed in Diesel's trailer to drain the tears from the floor of his trailer to a tank in The Rock's trailer. That sweat you see on The Rock's face in this scene is Vin Diesel's tears carefully harvested by a PA and misted onto The Rock's face every 30 minutes. Dom Toretto's salty despair has fueled enough tears to keep The Rock permanently damp for 5 Fast and Furious movies. Ever since The Rock muscled his way into the franchise like a walking protein brand deal, Vin Diesel has unknowingly been fueling The Rock's shine. Literally. It's poetic, really. Dom talks about family as The Rock pretends to be family, soaking in more and more power through Diesel's ducts. Each droplet a tiny tribute to the king of bald testosterone cinema. The wetter Hobbs gets, the sadder Dom becomes. A never-ending moist cycle. Fast and Furious, more like sad and saline. And Vin Diesel, if you're watching this, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Family. Family. This brings us to the final stage of The Rock's lies. 1 year ago, The Rock posted this video titled The Rock's Uncut Leg Day Workout, where he showcases all of his fancy leg lifts with his fake-ass muscles and likely fake weights. But wait, double back on the title for a second. What does that say? Can you zoom in? Yeah, zoom in on that. What does it say? Uncut. With my letter rip inside sources, I've obtained The Rock's medical records that have remained out of the public eye until now. Right here it says Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Born May 2nd, 1972. Wait, what's this? Circumcised on May 5th, 1972. You, The Rock, are not uncut as you claim. You had a Cinco de Mayo snip that you've been hiding from the people as you try to pass yourself off as some sort of uncut gym folk hero. You sick fuck. The only thing uncut about you, The Rock, are the endless string of lies that you keep shoving down our throats with zero consequences. Your foreskin is the only thing you can't grow, no matter how many pussy-ass half-rep squats you do. Some speculate that the real reason for the beef between The Rock and Vin Diesel is that Diesel caught a glimpse of The Rock's uncut piece in the shower, and ever since then, he calls The Rock the pebble behind his back. And apparently, this is 100% true. You can look this up. The Rock even asked the CGI team of Hobbs and Shaw to render him a new foreskin, but the budget ran out. I want you, the people, to hold The Rock responsible for his lies. That's the only way to incite change. Tag The Rock below and comment which lie hurt you the most. And to you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, if that's even your real name, you have 1 week to respond to these allegations. You've been put on notice. Let me introduce you to On Notice. Yeah. Hey, The Rock. Do you smell what I'm cooking? It's the stale-ass air deflating out of your fake-ass muscles, you baby back bitch. 1 week. Time starts now.